Alright, so I wasn't planning on making a video just dedicated to the release of these new Fanatics jerseys. I was basically just going to buy one and review it like I did earlier this morning, so if you guys missed that, make sure to check it out. But after that, I was kind of just going to leave it. I wasn't going to do a video like this. However, after reading so many comments like I did yesterday, just seeing all of the uninformed takes, it just like was melting my brain. I kind of just have to talk about it, because if I don't, I think I'm going to go insane. There were just so many people who had absolutely no idea what they were talking about. And maybe this is a little bit of a fruitless endeavor, because I'm pretty sure everybody who's subscribed to this channel, and at least 90% of the people who are going to watch this video and are going to be interested in even clicking on it, already know what I'm going to say, but I still need to say it. I really do, just to get it out of my brain. What I'm talking about is the people that I saw on Reddit, Instagram, Twitter, freaking out about the $425 price point, saying it's crazy, they can't believe that it's so much money, that Fanatics increased the price so much while lowering the quality. And I just saw those comments, and I'm like, that you just don't know. You don't know what you're talking about, man. Not at all. Because if you guys are not too sure, Fanatics does have a number of different tiers this time around. They have the practice jerseys, they have the breakaway jerseys, they have the premier jerseys, and the pro jerseys. So let's quickly go over all of the tiers that Fanatics will be selling. So Fanatics actually released a pretty decent graphic here showing the different tiers. The first one is the practice jerseys. I honestly am not a massive fan of these, especially because they're 120 US, 140 Canadian. In my opinion, it's way too much for practice jerseys, and especially with how these look, I don't like the look of these whatsoever. I think they're really bad. I don't like the property of, and then the city name. I think that is awful. And the way that the logos are actually made as well looks really terrible. It is basically the same way that the Adidas practice jerseys were also made, or maybe it's not the exact same way, but it is very, very close. They say that it's a screen printed front crest silicone with high gloss, and yeah, it just does not look good. It looks really shiny and very, very cheap for sure. It's unfortunate because the on-ice practice jerseys are actually stitched on, so those look pretty good, but the fan-made ones, yeah, they don't look great at all in my opinion. And for 140 Canadian, it is way too much in my opinion. I don't like that price point whatsoever, and I'm just not a fan of the rest of the design either. Those weird kind of eyelid shoulders, I think they're very, very strange. Not a fan of these new practice jerseys. Then of course the second tier is the breakaway. That is the same Fanatics jerseys that we've had since Adidas took over, so since 2017. Those breakaway jerseys, really bad. I do not like them. They are very comfy, that is for sure, but the $135 US or 160 Canadian for a blank is way too much. That is not what these are worth whatsoever. In my opinion, these Fanatics jerseys are worth like $50 Canadian, like at the most. I really do not like them at all, especially if they are customized. If they are customized, in my opinion, they're almost worse. The only breakaway jersey that I do actually like is my Buffalo Sabres Heritage Classic jersey, because the logo itself is not that shiny, kind of weird fan text is what they call it. It's a terrible looking logo. It just looks shiny. It looks cheap. It does not look good whatsoever. With the Buffalo Sabres Heritage Classic, it is actually a felt logo, and it does look nice, so it's a lot better. I do like the fit of these Fanatics jerseys a decent amount. The breakaway jerseys, I should say. I need to get used to saying the breakaway jerseys and not just the Fanatics jerseys. I like the fit and the feel of these breakaway jerseys, but the logos completely ruin it for me. I think they are absolutely awful. So I would also say the breakaway jerseys, not really worth it. And then we can get into the premium level. So this is basically what everybody has been complaining about, is the premium and the pro level. We'll talk about them at the exact same time here because they kind of go hand in hand. So the premium jerseys, those are your Adidas authentic level jerseys, your Indo Adidas jerseys, the Adidas jerseys that everybody has been buying, that you get from the NHL shop, everything like that. The premium is the exact same level as those, and they are staying the exact same price. They're $180 US and $200 Canadian for a blank jersey. Those do not change whatsoever, and even the look and the feel and everything like that of the premium jerseys compared to the Adidas are also the same. There's the minor changes that we knew were coming, like the dimples going away, the NHL shield changing a little bit, and the Fanatics logo obviously replacing the Adidas logo, but outside of that, the jerseys are literally the exact same thing. There is no changes whatsoever, but people are freaking out because they're seeing the authentic pro jersey and they're thinking that that is the equivalent to the Adidas jerseys. It is not. That is the equivalent to the Adidas made in Canada jerseys, which you have not been able to buy at a retail level. The only way you've been able to buy the Adidas made in Canada jerseys is with the team issue jerseys, the game issue jerseys, or the game worn jerseys. They were not available at a retail level, and this is the first time since, the Reebok era that you've been able to buy these jerseys, but a lot of fans do not realize that, and they're thinking that these authentic pro jerseys that are $425 American, $500 Canadian are the same thing as the Adidas jerseys that everybody has been buying. They are not. They are very, very different, and I don't think a a lot of people understand that, and that's fair. You know, I don't think people pay that much attention to jerseys in general, and it's definitely something that Fanatics is going to need to try and educate people on. It's a good thing that they put out this graphic here, but I don't know, they're going to need to do some more kind of research into educating people that there is a massive difference in between their premium level and their Authentic Pro, because it's very, very clear that people do not realize there is a difference. The Authentic Pro jerseys are the exact same jerseys that players are wearing on ice. There is not a difference. It is the same thing. So it is a lot of money. The $425 US is a ton of money for sure. I am not saying that it's not a lot, and you can buy some Adidas made in Canada jerseys for less. I've actually bought a couple of Adidas made in Canada jerseys for less, but that is a completely different scenario because the team store kind of just picked their preferred price point when they were selling those jerseys. So some you could get cheaper, others not so much. Like with the Leafs one in particular, if you go to Real Sports Auction right now and you try and buy a Leafs home jersey, the made in Canada home jersey, they are right now at $400 Canadian, so it is a little bit cheaper than the Authentic Pros that Fanatics is going to be selling. However, they do say that the regular price point is $550, so you know it's kind of around that price point there. I know some of Vancouver's jerseys were like $750, so it kind of depends on the team store, where you're buying it from, everything like that. So they now have a just dedicated price point at $500 Canadian, $425 American, and like I said, I know it is a lot of money. It definitely is a ton of money for sure for a jersey, but you are getting a very high quality jersey, one that is not similar to those premium jerseys. Either way though, I still have seen some people who said, okay, it doesn't really matter if it is the highest tier available and it is basically the on ice versions. These jerseys are still way too expensive, and I get that. However, if you take a look at the Reebok jerseys, the Reebok Edge 2.0 jerseys, when those were available back in the day, they were available for at least what I was able to find, $300 American, which if you adjust for inflation, that is about, at least from what I was seeing, $398 American right now. So, you know, it's basically an extra $25 as a difference. So it's really not that crazy of a price difference if you do adjust for inflation. Even on top of that as well, like, you know, if you do think that these jerseys are way too expensive, you don't have to buy them, right? Like, they are specifically made for hardcore collectors, and I mean hardcore collectors. Like, I would consider myself a pretty hardcore collector, like a somewhat hardcore collector, because I do have 200 jerseys, but a lot of my jerseys are still that replica jersey. They're legit, but they're just, you know, the Reebok Premiers and, you know, the Adidas Indo jerseys. They're not the made in Canada jerseys. They're not the people that only buy the game warrants or stuff like that. These Authentic Pros are for those people. So they're even not really for myself either. I'm kind of like on the line there where they're kind of half for me, half not, because they are kind of honestly too expensive for me a lot of the time. I'm not going to get all of my jerseys in an Authentic Pro because that would just be way too much money for me. I will get a couple of them, of course, though. The ones that I really want, that I really like, I will get them in an Authentic Pro. But for the most part, I do still think that most of my jerseys will be at that premium level, and that is where most people are going to get their jerseys too. So, you know, the Authentic Pros, the people that are freaking out about those jerseys, I don't think they realize that it's really just not for them. Those jerseys are just for the super hardcore collectors, and I don't think a lot of people realize that. At least the casual fans definitely don't, because yeah, what I was reading on like Twitter was just, I was just scrolling through and going, oh man, these people, they just don't understand, and I want to explain to them, but there's just so many people, and even if I do explain to them, they're not going to care because they just hate Fanatics so much, and I understand that because Fanatics is not a very good company, and it's not like I want to like defend Fanatics with all my life. I don't want to throw myself in front of $1 billion company, but these jerseys are fine, and it's not that big of a deal, and I was having a bad time. I was just like, I'm mad. Yeah, I was just like doom scrolling Twitter and Reddit and all of that, just going like, man, yeah, I don't know what this video is, to completely honest with you guys. I think I just needed to rant a little bit because yeah, just reading all of that, it definitely gave me a headache. So that's gonna do it for me, I guess. I don't know what this video is. Thanks for watching, I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me rant. That's gonna do it for me. Like I said, if you guys did not watch my review of the new Fanatics jerseys and you want to see that, I'll leave a link in the cards up above and you can check that out. I did that earlier this morning. Of course, I will be comparing these jerseys directly to the Adidas jerseys in a future video, probably pretty soon here, not quite too sure when. And then I will be also getting a Fanatics Pro jersey, hopefully probably within the next week or so, and I'll be reviewing that and then comparing that jersey to the probably premium jersey, and then also probably to the Adidas made in Canada jerseys. So yeah, if you're interested in any of those, you know, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let me know, I guess, what you think about what happened yesterday in the comments down below. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a like. Thanks for letting me rant. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.